The next couple we have, I like knowing about them, Carlos and Rosemary. If you haven't met them before, they're from the Dominican Republic originally. And she told me today at 11 years old, she had her eyes on him. And I got news for you, man. That was kind of cool. I said, tell me about that. She goes, but my parents didn't want me to marry him. He was kind of nerdy. And why are you dating that guy? He's not athletic. He can't even dance. He can't sing. But he can play the guitar. And for all you guys, if you can play guitar, you can get Rosemary's. But hey, I found out about Rosemary. She was a professional singer at 11 years old. 11 years old. And she used to sing all the time around Dominican Republic. And so it's fun to get to know these people. But here's the most important thing you want to know about them. Their son Hector comes over to my house, and he loves our house. And he loves Gene and Susan's house. So they wanted me to say Hector's name like 5 times on this video so they can play it back for him. Let's bring it up. Come on, Carlos, Rosemary, German from Orlando. Come on, guys. Woo! Ow! Tear it up, baby.
What is up? How's everybody doing? You guys having a good time so far?
Wow, look
Man.
at this crowd, Carlos. Beautiful crowd.
Absolutely. We are so blessed to be here, guys. And we want to thank, obviously, Brent, Gene, James, the whole team, because they create these opportunities for us to continue to build, to continue to grow. And that is absolutely amazing. I'm going to start today by asking you one simple question. Is your real estate business bulletproof? Can it withstand any market? Can it withstand a recession? Can it withstand anything that is thrown at it? And if you don't know, how do you find out? How do you find out if you have a bulletproof business? We're going to go over that today.
Yeah. Even though we started, even though we have achieved so much, it didn't start that way with us in real estate.
Back in 2009, we were still struggling. It was third year as real estate agent for me, but I was still not selling houses consistently. I remember that we had $13,000 in credit card debt.
Yes.
And we just didn't know how we were going to pay that off. It was a really rough time. The odds were completely stacked against us. We're talking about a recession, foreclosure crisis. The market was really, really bad at that time. It was very difficult.
Yeah, I had 2 jobs trying to support Carlos in his real estate career. And, I wasn't making enough money. It was like minimum wage. I was cleaning homes. I was working at Walmart. And, it was really tough times for us to be able to pay the bills.
Yeah, and Rosemary had just arrived from the Dominican Republic. And as you heard, Jean said she was a singer. She didn't know English. She used to work on TV. And here she is cleaning. And Carlos is trying to make it as a real estate agent. My dream was to make sure I could provide for her. That's the dream of any husband, right? Provide so she didn't have to have the hard work of being 40 hours standing up. The veins would pop out of her legs sometimes because of how tired she was from those jobs. And here I was completely failing. So I had to find a better way. I had to find a solution. I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to find a better brokerage. This is not working. I've been here, a few years. So I go out and started looking for other models. I ended up joining another brokerage in Orlando that was, thriving at that time. It was 100% brokerage. And I'm like, man, I'm going to keep a little bit more of my commissions, be able to support, the household, pay a little bit more of the bills. I'm not selling that much. So let's join this 100% brokerage.
Oh, let me tell you about this 100% model. Like, I was really excited. I really genuinely felt like a kid in the candy store because they gave us everything for free. It was not only our commission that was fully, but also, they gave us marketing tools for free. They gave us printing anytime we wanted for free. classes, everything, you name it. So it was like being in the free land, So it was a dream come true for us, So yeah, this broker was very well known. And what could go wrong, Carlos? Like, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? I mean, I started selling and I was doing good. I was thriving. Now, mind you, my first broker didn't have an office, didn't have tools, didn't even have a printer for me to use. So I was pumped up. Now, my business started going good. I started working with investors, selling foreclosures, short sales. I started drumming up business. So I'm like, man, this is working. Finally, we're turning the corner. Business is good. We're going to make it out of this hole. We're going to pay our credit card debt. And we had a good set of closings coming together. It was over $20,000 that we had coming together at once. I was like, wow, this is the windfall that I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I was so pumped up at that time with that money coming in. But something happened. The checks didn't clear.
Yeah. Ah.
The check didn't clear. And we were just completely stressed and overwhelmed. And I mean, Rosemary.
Yeah, it was really stressful. The money didn't come up. It was stories after stories. Carlos was calling them, and they will have just, making up stories, right? So at this point, it was thousands upon thousands of dollars, and I even got alopecia out of this stress because. Tell them what happened next.
Well, I called the accounting department. They tell me, no, there's an issue. It's all going to be resolved. We're going to get your checks out. So I keep selling, and more commissions keep piling up. And then eventually, what could go wrong? Well, everything went wrong. I got a call from the number one agent in the company, and she told me, Carlos, are you owed any money from the brokerage? I was like, yeah, they've been telling me all these stories. They owe me a ton of money. They're giving me the runaround. I don't even know what to do anymore. And she's like, oh, my God, Carlos, I'm so sorry. They just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And they owed a ton of money to all of us, the top agents, and we're never going to see our money back. They closed the office, sold the assets. It's all gone. Now, think about that for a moment, guys. Here we are thinking this is our moment. We're finally making it. We're finally going to get out of debt, get out of the hole, building momentum. Have you ever felt that way when you're trying to do something so hard and all of a sudden you see a light at the end of the tunnel and the rug is pulled from under you and you're back to square one? Have you felt that way? I mean, that's how we felt at that moment, and it wasn't fun.
It was devastating. And so how do you trust another company ever again? After that, we had to hang his license in another brokerage, like an emergency, right? But how do you do that when you lose the trust in a brokerage that you already trust, So we decided to go independent at that moment because we were going to never again trust another company, ever.
Yeah, think about that. Like, we were so discouraged. We were so beat up. Everything we thought was going well all of a sudden was not. I mean, it was so depressing at that moment. It was a very dark moment in time. Remember, the foreclosure crisis was happening. A lot of brokerages were going bankrupt. Now, there was one brokerage that was founded in 2009 and somehow was bulletproof because they had way better models to follow, right? So this brokerage, EXP, was something that I learned about by seeing a post from Al Stasic on Facebook. Now, I didn't want to go to another brokerage ever again. Obviously, we said, no, never going to happen. So I see Al say, this is the future of real estate. The math works. This model is amazing. It solves all the problems. Now, Al was a friend of mine, and he was an independent broker just like me. So I was like, maybe? I was like, hell no. He must have gone crazy. Yeah. But then Jay Kinder comes, and he's like, Carlos, listen, Al told me to check out this model for him. He told me, talk me off the ledge, Jay. Am I crazy? And Jay says, not only did I recommend that he jump and partner with EXP, but I'm moving my independent brokerage too to EXP. Why are these independent brokers moving to EXP? I was like, Jay, what's going on? He's like, the math works. This business is bulletproof. It's a great platform to build our business. I was like, well, tell me, what is this math all about? And he's like, no, I got somebody better that can explain it a lot better than me, so let me have Rob Fleek explain it to you. Now, if you've ever had Rob Fleek explain the model to you, he's so excited. He's like, oh my God, there's a new technology platform driven by the cloud that is radically changing the real estate industry, especially the way agents are compensated. Rob is probably proud right now that I know that's great, right? Woo! But he's so excited. I was like, oh my God, it sounds amazing. And he goes over the math, he goes over the numbers. I'm like, what if? What if this is true? It's like this company, it has less overhead, they have reserves, they have no debt. This is bulletproof. It's like, man, but I'm so scared. It's like, Carlos, you can't go wrong with this. It's like, you know what? I'm doing it. But then I was like, wait a second. There's one little problem.
Hello. It's me. There was no way that we were going to join ESP. I gave him a lot of trouble back then, But he kept repeating, you need to look at the presentation. This math works. You need to do the math. You need to check the numbers. I'm never going to put you in a situation like before. So, you need to trust me. You need to trust that this is going to work. And I checked the math and everything works. So we are here today.
Woo! We are here, guys. We are here. Because we did the math, right? Now, the math that EXP is so great at, to run a profitable company, to run a rock-solid, bulletproof business, can be applied to our lives, can be applied to our businesses, and we must learn from it, especially in times like today, all right? So we're going to go over 3 financial principles that all of you guys should be paying attention to scale your business, to get exponential growth, and to take your life to the next level.
Yeah, take your phones out because you're going to want to take photo of the slides or write it in a paper and take notes. All
right, so principle number 1, account. A lot of us, sometimes we run our business by the flight of our pants, right? We're like just selling. We don't know how much money we're spending. We don't know how much money we're making. It is critical to know where you stand in your business so you can grow your business. So you want to ask yourself these questions. What are your fixed expenses? What are your variable expenses? What is your gross profit? Do you only have one revenue pillar? Only production? Like AJ was sharing earlier, he was like, oh, I'm all production. But eventually he decided, hey, revenue share is good too. How about you build multiple revenue pillars, right? What about your cash flow? Are you making money every month? Is cash coming in? Very important. Do you have reserves? One of the reasons I joined EXP was EXP had reserves. EXP had no debt. EXP was bulletproof. Is your business bulletproof? You got to ask yourself these questions. Are you running efficiently?
Yeah, principle number 2 is analyze, Don't just go over the numbers, but analyze regularly. Every month we analyze our numbers.
How do you analyze your numbers? Well, you got to get a profit and loss report, right? A lot of you guys want to grow. You want to invest in your business. You want to do all these things. You got to pay attention to these metrics because that's what's going to help you scale and grow. Why? Because when you know how much money you're making, then you know how much money you have to spend. Growth requires expenditure of energy, but also expenditure of money. So profit and loss is very critical. Don't do it alone. Make sure you hire a bookkeeper, hire a CPA. We get on the phone with our CPA every single quarter. We get our bookkeeping done every month, and that's the way we do it because we want to know where we stand. We want to be prepared. We want to be bulletproof.
Principle number 3 is apply. Sometimes we get scared to invest in ourselves because we don't know how much money we have in the bank. So you really need to be aware of the money that you have in order to be able to invest in your growth, invest in your business, and to apply that.
And this is very simple. I like to play a game, red light, green light. When you get that profit and loss, when you have your numbers, when you have all things checked out, red light means you're not making money, so you should be looking at ways to optimizing yourself. Maybe, hey, if you're a guest here and you're an independent broker, partnering with EXP might be a great way for you to optimize your numbers, right? For you to lower your expenses so you can get back to the green and back to growth. If you've got profitability, then you can grow. If you have reserves, then you can grow. Now, how much profitability should you have? Well, it depends what your lifestyle is and what you are looking to accomplish. Let's say you want to have 10% profitability, but your business is at 20%. That means you have 10% of revenue that you can leverage for growth. To invest in lead generation, guys. To invest on your YouTube channel, like Mike Shodar was talking about. To invest in doing events or coming to events. If you're trying to grow your revenue share organization, you cannot invest in yourself if you're not running yourself and your business properly. Now, this is a lot to go over in a quick amount of time, so this book is highly recommended for you guys. Take a snapshot, and it goes deeper into all of these principles. This one right here, we're missing a slide.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look, running
All
a
right.
business like this will make you successful. Running a business like this and knowing your math is what's going to get you to your freedom.
So once again, EXP runs through these principles. And look at this chart right here. We are the only company right now in the stock market that is substantially profitable. Let me hear it. Let's hear it for EXP. Come on. Come on. That is a big deal. That is a big deal, guys. You know why? Because that's why Glenn said, let's do better for our agents. Let's pay more revenue share. That's why Glenn said, let's partner with more brokers and more teams, because they're running profitably and they're doing the math right.
Yeah, this is not just about yourself, but about your partners, about your family, about their family. And, running a business like this and knowing that you are backed up by a bulletproof model with amazing leaders who know what they're doing, not only give you peace of mind, but also gets you excited about sharing it with the entire world. That's why me and Carlos, we have partners in the Dominican Republic. We have partners in Panama. We have partners in Colombia. We have partners in Italy. We have partners in India. We have partners in in Puerto Rico. So, and many, many more. And we have a lot of people aligned waiting in places that we haven't even opened. Because we are excited, because we sincerely love ESP. And Glenn, my man, you are an amazing leader. You are the whole package.
Let's hear it for Glenn.
Yeah. Your grace shines through, and we see it. And we appreciate you. We love you. And we love ESP.
We love EXP, the leadership team. They're absolutely incredible. We got world-class people here, guys. We have a world-class model. When you get excited, when you know your model, when you're enthusiastic, the sky is the limit. We took this model, we ran with it, we got excited, we got passionate, and we did the math. We shared it with Gil Ramos and Lorena. They say yes because they did the math. We share it with Veronica Figueroa, the #1 team in EXP, 2 years running. Come on.
Yeah.
She said yes because she did the math, and she said this math allows for collaboration over competition. Without the math, that's not possible. We have so many amazing partners that we're grateful for, and we excite you guys. We want to transfer our energy. We want to transfer our passion. This is what got us to over 2,000 agents. This is what got us to have a team doing over 200 transactions in Orlando. And this is what's going to take you guys to the next level. So let's build. Let's go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.